Ouch again. All right, we're back. Born a musician. I'm Captain Hook with John Seda, Trish. And now we have our videographer is going to be joining us. Orlando Martinez. Orlando, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing good, doing good. How you guys doing?
Okay, get up on that mic a little bit for me.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay, now, Orlando, you are from New Jersey.
Correct.
Right. And where'd you go to school up there?
I graduated high school from St. Benedict's Prep in Newark and went to Essex County College. After that, I went to a acting school called the American Musical and Dramatics Academy. Graduated out of there, a part of the studios program.
Wow. And would you study there? Is that where you learned the videography?
No, I learned videography while I was in college, and I was also an actor, so I decided to follow my acting to get it stronger. And I never let go of screenwriting or directing, so I followed up on, what kids were learning in other schools and found out what textbooks they were using, and I would buy it and read it and study it. And
right. Now, how did you meet John?
I met John 3 years ago. I flew down to Tampa to shoot a music video with a rapper down here, and it just so happens that John was working with that rapper, and things didn't work out with the music video, and I ended up working with him, and he revealed to me this story for a screenplay, and I told him I was a scriptwriter, and it just fell through, and that's how we started to develop. 3 years ago, we started to develop Born Into Pain.
Right, when we've played that song on this show.
Right.
And that's a great song.
Yes, it is. Beautiful song.
And that's a song your son did, correct?
No.
No, that's Dan Hugessen.
Okay, Dan Hugessen.
Denmark.
Yeah.
I got you. That's just a
But
beautiful
her
song.
son has done a lot of collaborations with us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of
Right.
Yes,
Matter
he
of fact,
has.
they're going to be.
Right, for some reason I thought he was on that song.
Yeah, my son, Quad Pola, and his artist.
They're going to come tomorrow.
Morrow.
Actually. They're coming by the studio tomorrow.
Yeah. They're going to
so-
come by and do
and-
some stuff, and they're working on their album. And
Great,
yeah.
great. So so you're down here now for the next couple months to work with Born a Musician and do some videos, and
I'd like to say something about that.
yeah, and you carry on.
So when I first met Orlando, it was this my buddy Angel, right? Miguel Angel
Yeah.
Negron, right?
Negron, sí.
Because I always call him Rivera. And
No,
he's,
Negron.
he's gonna laugh at me because he knows I always call him Rivera. For some reason, I don't know why I do that, but I always do that. Anyway, he brought him over because Orlando was kind of seeking something, and I work with a lot of artists that suffer from empathy, and a lot of people don't know what that is probably, but what it is that when you're and Trish can understand this, is that when you're in music, music brings on a lot of pain and it brings on a lot of good.
Yes.
But doesn't mean that because it brings on pain it's bad. That's not it. It's that you feel people.
Yeah.
And
Right.
when you, and so people, this is a scientifically proven thing, so it's not like something I'm just making up, okay?
No.
And so a lot of times artists, they get confused and they go, "Why am I feeling all these feelings?" Right? So he came to ask me for some advice because he's being very humble about it. But I want to talk about this because it was 11:30 at night. I'll never forget this, right? And my wife was sitting outside with me, and I just smiled. I says, "Ain't this something? Somebody's coming over to talk to me, right?" So we started talking, and then he told me he was a script writer, and I told him about the story I had, and we just gelled like immediately. And then all of a sudden, we spent the whole night. We didn't sleep till the next day, right?
We kept writing.
As a matter of fact, it went on for a couple of days, like Trish, like what we do.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
And we wrote the treatment for the movie.
Wow.
And then, so now he's coming down. And I want to say this because, Curtis was here earlier, and he's done the same thing. He decided to become full-time in music. So Orlando all of a sudden made a decision to be full-time in the arts.
Yes.
And it's because of all these things we talked about. And there's another one, right? So it is possible for those who are there, who want to be involved with the arts. And now we're on the final stages of the movie. We have a bunch of videos that are coming out. We're doing a Scorpion video.
Yes.
We're going to do Trisha's video, Your Love. We're going to do, we're doing Tony Portuando's video, I Like, for his daughter. And we got Trey Washington. And there's a lot of stuff that's going on. And I can't hear you, Trish. What was
Pocket
it?
full of pennies.
pocket full of pennies. That's the one that's gonna be the finalizer right there.
Yeah.
And so we're in a very creative stage right now, where and here's where it's sometimes I always teach musicians to make money, but here's the part where you sometimes have to make that sacrifice. But the money's coming in. Actually, people are hiring us to do these jobs to support what we're doing. They know what we're doing,
Right.
so they're actually hiring me and Orlando to do these jobs, and they're incredibly happy.
Right.
So Orlando wrote some scripts in a couple of days, and they're done. And I want to thank the guys from Caballeros Inc. because they hired us to do the Scorpion video, and that was a job.
Yes.
So we're proving that what we're talking about is real. It's not fake. You can live off of music. You just have to believe.
Right. Exactly.
So with that being said, I want to go back to Orlando, and I want to ask Orlando how it felt going through the transition. What was it like?
There was something that was taught to us in school about it's called safety jobs, and I know a lot of actors go through it. What a safety job is it's a job that just gives you a steady check, and the arts is unpredictable. You could have a month, 2 months, maybe a year of just constant work, and then all of a sudden it's dead. And now if you don't know your money management, you're gonna be down in the dumps quick. So, I got stuck in a position where I was in a safety job, and it took a long time to break free from it. But once I have, I'm back to doing something that I love, something that makes me happy. I could spend 16 hours a day doing it, and I don't feel like I'm slaving myself. You know what I mean? It's a freedom. It's the ability to create something. If you're an artist, your whole essence is creation. You're creating something, and a lot of times you're either creating something to entertain, to inspire, to evoke some form of emotion, and that can guide someone else through whatever they're going through. It's the same thing with music. It's the same thing with pictures, with paintings, with art. I just chose acting, screenwriting, and directing film, and it's been a fun ride.
And you know what's interesting?
That was well said, by the way.
Very well said.
That was very, very, very well said.
Very well
and
said.
John, if I can add,
Of course.
Orlando has been very busy today. I had the pleasure of assisting him while he was doing a video shoot today, and that was we had a good time. Very good time. What's the artist's name?
Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Yeah.
She was a great sport. This was her first video, and like I told Trish and everyone else, I try to make things fun, and it's not the stereotypical director that comes in and makes everybody uncomfortable.
Exactly.
It's all about, making the situation better. And I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh. I'm an entertainer at the end of the day. And so that's, everybody was laughs, smiles, and we got great footage today.
Oh, we got some great footage.
Awesome.
She was a little nervous, but
It comes with the territory.
She's 15 years old.
He coached her, and by the time she was finished, she was looking like a little pro, and she had a good time.
Yeah.
She had a really good time.
It's all about building a great relationship between artists, especially the first time around. If you don't have,
now that you said that, I would like to say this too. There's a lot of artists that are starting off that they think they have to know something because they can Google it. I mean, it takes a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
And you will find yourself, the more humble you are, the more you will learn. When you are at a very young age,
Amen.
and you are trying to make it look like you know something, when you're starting off, just humble yourself, because there's a lot of people that are out there to protect you, to help you, to make you look better.
Exactly.
So, and it's not, to be honest with you, it's not the youth's fault, because lately that hasn't been taught.
Right.
And that's what's sad about this.
Right.
And that's what Born in Musician Radio is all about.
Exactly.
To bring these topics up.
Right.
So, even Trish and I, that are a lot more elder.
Yeah. Not a lot, John.
A lot. Well, what you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But we're still learning.
Yes, we
right?
are.
We learn things because the trends always change. But one thing we have done, and this is just us, talking about us, is that it's not about trend. It's about whatever sounds good, whatever makes it right at the moment. And we've been getting great responses because of it. And it's just about feel, I think. at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
it's all about feel and emotion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm very proud of Orlando because, and
Thank you.
if his family's listening, don't worry, we're taking care of him.
He's good.
He's okay.
He's okay, mommy.
And you're the brother.
Johnny.
You should be jealous because Sashiko cooks real good. So he's not suffering, trust me. He's really, and mommy, I love you. I've never met you before, but don't worry.
Be happy.
Your son's gonna be just fine.
Yes, he is. And he's eating good, mommy.
Oh, he's getting really
Yeah,
good.
he's getting really good Japanese authentic food.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Sachiko can cook.
Delicious.
But,
But-
but the thing is that when we talk about this, he's finally breaking into his own,
Mhm.
and it's amazing to watch. I mean, last night, you know what happened last night.
Yes.
We got on the phone last night,
Oh my goodness.
and I got Tina really good. I mean, I got Tina really good because
the negotiator.
No, Tina was laughing. She's, I needed this laugh. It was
Yeah.
so good. And all of
Yeah.
a sudden she said, and I, for a moment, because I know Tina's like the negotiator.
Yes, she is.
You just can't pull one over her, right? And so she was like, is this real? And he goes, no, it's just, he sounds so cool, right? And she finally goes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I couldn't help it. I broke out laughing, right? And all of a sudden, he goes, you know something? My name is Orlando. And then she goes, that's messed up, And we had such a great time. And it goes to show you that acting, music, art, radio, anything that's, even sports,
Right.
Yes.
it all has to do with the arts.
Right. It's
That's
all
right.
And it's a
Let's
beautiful
go
thing.
Heat.
it's all performing in front of a crowd.
Right,
you know?
exactly.
Exactly.
It's a beautiful thing, and Captain Hook is back because he made an excuse to walk out, but he's back.
No, you gotta,
What's up,
It's a
Cap?
2-hour show. I'm
He's
old.
gonna get on my butt later on. He's gonna say, John, they weren't supposed to know that.
What's that? Would you let the cat out of the bag? So that's okay.
Oh, but I love
But it's all
Cap.
right.
I love Captain Hook because what was that? I said something about a few weeks ago, and I said, I asked Chio a question. I said, Chio, so why are you so beautiful in your single? And he busted my butt for weeks. He goes, so John, what's up with that question?
Well, you jump right to the chase. You kill about 15 minutes worth of interview. You don't get from point A to point B. You know what I mean? You jump right to the. Okay, well, there you go. That killed 20 minutes. But you got to, the art of doing a good interview is trying to get to know the person.
Exactly.
And how they got to that point. You know what I mean?
John, you have to get within the entity.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
learning. I'm
You have-
learning.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
that. That's good.
Thank you, Cap.
I like within the entity.
Within the entity.
I'm
That's
getting.
within the core.
I'm
That's right.
falling within the hook.
Yeah, that's right.
Trish, why don't you ask him a couple questions?
Well, actually, I'm so impressed with this cat, man. He's just having me laughing all day.
Thank you.
I've been hanging out with Orlando all day. We had a ball. He's very interesting. He's the type of person that you just drawn to him.
Thank
It was
you.
immediately I liked him, and of course we have the same last name, Martinez.
You already know.
That's right, baby. Straight out of Newark. Yeah,
And for those of you
Brick
that
City.
don't know what Newark's like, that's a rough place.
yes, it is.
And I
Yeah.
remember one time
Sorry.
when I was young.
I mean, I don't know personally. I'm a Floridian.
No,
you
I
know?
well,
I'm from
I'm
Harlem,
gonna tell you
man.
something. One time I was going through New York, and I will say this, and please, for those who are listening, I'm not saying this in a bad way, right?
Junkie
It was a very mob time, right?
Right.
So I was going through there, and I'm on the bus. My friend told me, "Don't worry about it, you'll be fine. Just catch the bus." And all of a sudden, everybody's staring at me, right? And these people followed me out of the bus, right? And I said, "This is it. I'm done." And they looked at me, and I guess they felt, they saw me with this guitar on my back, and they go like, "I'll leave him alone." I was scared as heck. I mean, I was like scared to death, right? And I remember I was working with this Filipino family,
Mhm.
and I never forget them, Charlie Reyes. And this was really crazy because I was homeless at one. There was a point where I was homeless.
wow.
This is seriously, you know. And this Filipino family, and God bless their God bless all of them, right? They came up to me. They found out about me, and they said to me, "Would you like to work with us?" And I said, "Sure. Well, what's the deal?" He said, "We'll give you free food. We'll give you $150 a week,
Wow.
free board, but it's a lot of work because Filipinos love to work. I mean, they work really hard, and they cook really freaking good, you know. And all of a sudden, from being like starving, because I was starving, there was no food. I mean, I'm
Right.
serious. This is not a joke. And all of a sudden, I was eating like crazy. I started gaining weight and all that stuff. And I never forget, there was this thing that happened because these poor guys, they came into like Irvington, New Jersey.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
And something came to the table. Somebody came to visit. And they said, your house almost burnt down because you have to pay some dues.
Wow.
And I'll never forget it. Because when the house was almost burning down. Sorry about that. I was like, my guitar's upstairs, right? And the firemen were grabbing me. And then I felt really bad for them, But the truth was that it's part of life, right?
Yes.
And I'll always, I don't know where they're at right now, but if they can hear me, I'll always love them forever.
Wow.
Right. All right, you guys. We got to take another break, and for our last segment, we'll come back and we'll finish up with Orlando Martinez. And before we go to break, I want to play the last song, and from Ari Frello, our Brazilian friend that is a blues guy.
Oh, the Brazilian blues dude.
Yeah, that's
Toca un
it.
poco de blues.
That's it.
Hello.
He's going to be playing some blues right here, and he's going to be playing an American favorite, an old-time one. Here we go. We'll be back in just a minute. Tongue-tied over here. I'm still laughing pretty hard inside from Orlando. But anyway, you're listening to Born a Musician on WDBFradio.com.
Yes, sir.